heart of Mindanao, where the rivers twist and braid into a maze of waterways, there lies the Agusan Marsh, a place where the line between land and water fades with the tide. Here, the air is heavy with the scent of damp earth and blooming lilies. Towering stands of nipa palms sway in the warm breeze, their reflections rippling across still lagoons. Fishermen glide silently in slender outrigger canoes, paddling through narrow channels carved by centuries of floods. Waterbirds take flight at the sound of a distant paddle, scattering across the marsh in flurries of white and brown. In these wetlands, stories move as freely as the currents. Stories of crocodiles, not just animals, but rulers of this watery domain. Some of these stories are true, anchored in science and measurement. Others live only in the hushed conversations of those who have spent a lifetime here. The world knows one name, Lolong, the largest crocodile ever measured alive. Captured here in 2011, after weeks of tense pursuit, he stretched an incredible 6.17 meters from snout to tail and weighed over a metric ton. Lolong became a national sessions, his image splashed across television screens and newspapers from Manila to New York. But in the shade of the palms, where fishermen mend their nets and elders tell tales at dusk, another name stirs, a name spoken quietly, as if calling it aloud might bring it closer. Potol. They say he is far larger, longer than the 28-foot boats the locals use, longer even than a 30-foot pontoon, by almost a foot. 29 feet of muscle, scale, and ancient patience. Could it be that somewhere in these waters another giant still lurks? Positions the Agusan Marsh as one of the Philippines' most vital wetlands, a living cradle for hundreds of bird species, schools of freshwater fish, and 2 crocodile species. The smaller, critically endangered Philippine crocodile, and its massive cousin, the saltwater crocodile, Crocodilus porosus, the largest living reptile on the planet. Saltwater crocodiles are apex predators, capable of surviving in both freshwater rivers and coastal seas. Verified giants like Lolong reach over 6 meters, but anything beyond 7 meters is almost always unverified, the stuff of legend, not science. In September 2011, Lolong's capture made headlines across the globe. For 3 tense weeks, teams of local hunters and wildlife officers tracked him through the swamp, following broken nets, half-sunken boats, and the reports of villagers who swore they had seen a shadow as long as a truck moving beneath their canoes. When they finally trapped him, even the most experienced crocodile catchers gasped at his size. His measurement was confirmed by herpetologist Adam Britton and recognized by Guinness World Records. This was fact, documented, photographed, and witnessed. But 2 years earlier, in 2009, tragedy had already struck. In the nearby province of Agusan del Sur, a 12-year-old Manobo girl was paddling her canoe when a massive crocodile lunged from beneath the surface. The attack was swift and final. Locals whispered that the predator was not Lolong, but something far larger, a crocodile that seemed almost unreal in its size. This, they claimed, was Potol. Potol's name drifts like mist over the marsh. From campfire campfires and fishing villages to the wooden docks where children sit and watch the water. Some say he's been seen gliding past at dawn, his jagged back breaking the surface in a slow, steady line. Others claim his head alone is wider than a man's outstretched arms, his eyes glowing amber in the dim light before sunrise. A few stories place him alongside 30-foot pontoons, appearing only slightly shorter. Others insist he is over 29 feet long, far beyond any confirmed measurement in history. But no clear photograph exists, no carcass to measure, no all record. Some researchers suggest that the legend of Potol may have grown from misjudged distances over moving water, where heat haze and ripples distort the eye. Others point out that a Potols appeared in Filipino comic books in the 1970s, raising the possibility that fiction fed the roots of folklore. Yet here, in a place where the horizon melts into the water and mist curls between the mangroves, legends find fertile ground. A single sighting, real or imagined, can grow with each telling entirely. A myth that feels truer than fact, a name, a shadow, a possibility. From a scientific standpoint, it is almost impossible for a Crocodilus porosus to exceed 7 meters in the wild. Food supply, growth rates, and the immense physical strain on such a creature's body make that size nearly unattainable. Yet, legends are not bound by biology. They live in the space between what we know and what we fear. In the testimony of a fisherman who swears the shadow beneath his boat was longer than the boat itself. In the voice of a child recalling eyes just above the waterline, watching from the reeds. Whether Potol is real or a phantom stitched together from fear, tragedy, and pride, one thing is certain: the Agusan Marsh holds secrets that may never be fully uncovered. Perhaps, somewhere, beneath the lilies and mirrored waters, a giant waits. Could Potol still be out there? You've been watching Backtales Stories. Subscribe for more legends, mysteries, and untold tales from the forgotten corners of the world. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.